self-love, absolutely 100% number one ingredient to everything. If you don't have that, you don't have life, really. You're kind of just, I don't know. I'm struggling now to remember what it was like, to be honest. It's been so long, but I was so seriously lacking self-love, and it showed up in every area of my life. And like thinking back now, that feeling of I'm not good enough, that permeates everything. And you end up not just, I mean, self-love is almost like this utopian thing that, you know, we all strive for, but no one ever gets there. But it's not true. It's so available, and everything shifts when you have that. But I really remember my whole life, everything was going bad. And it's really hard to love yourself when things are going wrong in your life. You know, so I had a severely failed relationship, and I was in the middle of divorce. Very hard to love yourself when you find that you're not loved, or even the opposite of loved, hated in that process, you know. And I lost all my friends because they believed whatever was being told to them by the other party. And so I really felt like I wasn't worthy of love, even like if you, because you start to look at yourself, you know, if everyone hates me, well, maybe it's me, you know, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. But it wasn't just that, it spilled into all the other areas. And now looking back, it's like, okay, the finances got so bad because I was so hating on myself that I wasn't creating anything good. Once you start down that downward spiral of self-loathing, or if you're not quite ready to admit to yourself that that's what you're doing, which is okay, it's probably nice, but I encourage you to be realistic with where you're at, because it really does help. But when you go down that spiral, you know, my finances started going down the tube. My health was really suffering. I didn't have any relationships left, so there's nothing left to suffer there. But my relationship with me was completely decimated. And that's where we probably all need to rebuild from. Like looking at that, when I look around the people that I work with now, that's the number one thing that everyone had to turn around first in order to bring success in any area of life back into their experience, or for some people for the first time into their experience, is learning to love themselves, learning that limiting belief that says I'm not enough, which we all carry societally, that is there for every single one of us. And learning that that's a non-truth, and learning how to clear that at the subconscious level, not just saying affirmations into the mirror, but literally clearing that all the way out of your existence. Then you allow yourself to step into that space of, okay, so I'm enough. And then for me, it came back to, I am a lot of things, a lot of great things. You start to then finish the sentence, I am, with a lot of different great things, rather than I'm an idiot, I suck, you know, I'm no good at anything. You know, you start to finish it with, oh, I'm pretty cool, actually. I'm really kind, and I'm really loving, and I'm really supportive, and I'm really persistent. And you start to fill in better words, and eventually through that clearing, you get to realize that you're worth loving. That, and who cares about anyone else? But for you yourself, you're worth loving. This body has carried you through so much in this lifetime, and it's gotten beaten up a bit, and that's okay, because it fully regenerates. It's so forgiving. And your finances, you can go completely bankrupt, and luckily we haven't been all the way there yet, but and we're not going to now, but we got close at one point. But we've come back from that. You can come back from anything in your health and your finances and your career, but it all starts with self-love. Until you shift self-love, nothing else can shift. So just take a moment and go, okay, in which ways am I being, you know, unproductive in my thought process around how I feel about myself right now? And just allow yourself to recognize that you can make a shift there. If you enjoy this content, make sure you do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and number 3, visit intuitionwisdom.com. That way you'll always be at the leading edge with the latest and greatest in this field.